Tonight we have tasted 6 beers.
That's right.
That we started about a month ago.
Yep.
Putting beer in barrels that we got from Scotland.
Yep.
3 different beers, 3 different barrels.
That's
and
right.
Tonight we got to experience those, and they're remarkable across the board.
They are.
And
Yeah.
I know that you were talking about, so what is your experience with, I mean, you start with something that has no wood
Right.
exposure.
We make these beers and we know what they taste like coming out of the stainless. And then this metamorphosis, so to speak, takes place in the wood. And the beers change, the hops disappear, they pick up the taste of the Bowmore spirit. It's pretty magical to come in here every week and taste the changes that take place. It's a real fun task. It's something I love doing.
But it's not easy, and I think that's what's really important to let everybody know, that this seems like fun and play, but it's a job.
Yes, it is.
We skipped last week, so we did 2 weeks in a row. We saw some big changes.
Yeah.
We skipped last week, we came in this week, and now we have a week to go before we're going to release these to the public to taste. And I don't have any fear. Are you scared? Do you have any fear? Because, I mean, what's going to happen in a week?
What's going to happen in a week? The beers will taste better, that's for sure. But I know that the stuff that's in the ex-bourbon barrels is a little farther along flavor-wise, the way we want them to be, than the ex-sherry butts. But they all taste good. I think what's going to happen is the stuff in the sherry butts will have to go a little longer, and we're going to start tasting the sherry flavors. It'll be more prominent in the finish.
We're so lucky that we have these bourbon casks, ex-bourbon, ex-Bowmore. Obviously, they came from Kentucky, went to Scotland, came back to Maine, of all places, aging our beers, which are pretty fantastic. And then, this is the best part right here. It doesn't look like a lot, but there's a big butt right here next to my head.
Yeah.
55 gallons, 128 gallons, American oak, Spanish oak, bourbon, and sherry. What's awesome about this process is that we're learning, right? We're learning as much as we can about how these bourbon casks and these sherry butts differ in what they're willing to give us.
That's right.
And that's what it really boils down to. We want to take as much as we can from them as fast as we can, but that's not necessarily the way to operate.
That's right. We get such great unique flavors from the American white oak, and we get really unique flavors from the European red oak or the Spanish red oak. They're two different varieties of oak, and they both give us different flavors, and that's pretty exciting too.
What's really fun is just like surface area, the level of char based on it being a bourbon cask versus being lightly charred as a sherry cask. What's really crazy, Dan, and I think this is hard for you and I both to fathom, is that this whole thing started about 4 months ago.
Yep.
And here we are dealing with wood that we never imagined getting our hands on, that came from Scotland,
That's right.
from Bowmore, originally from America and from Spain, but we brought our beer to Scotland, and upon tasting it, Bowmore said, let's work together, you know?
That's right.
It's pretty exciting. I'm excited.
I'm excited.
Want to see my excited face?
These butts, or these casks have been sitting right next to the Atlantic Ocean in Scotland, and now they're sitting next to the Atlantic Ocean in Maine, and they're right where they're most comfortable.
Our beer, I think, kicks ass and works really, really well with this wood. What's really fun is seeing the marriage of the particular beers that we chose to put in them, and now tasting them week to week and seeing where they're going to end up. We're close. We're really, really close.
Yeah.
So far, 3 beers in 6 barrels, although if you're joining us for 5th year beer on the 13th of October, you only get exposed to 2.
That's right.
We'll have the Old 59 and the Cant Dog, both sherry butt ex-Bowmore and bourbon cask ex-Bowmore. The McFinley Scotch is a little too young to let you try, but still, that's going to be a pretty nice event. But 5th year beer, you can come check out both the cask and the sherry butt 59, and the bourbon cask and sherry butt Cantog.
Make sure you taste them early so you get your taste of all of them.
Exactly. And we're not having any fun, so don't tell anybody.
Not at all.
Okay.